Is pike a fish? What's the word? Witches. Witchy. Hello, I hope you're having a really lovely week. My name is Annie and today's video is going to be a book haul. I bought 8 books in July and I still haven't actually spoken to you about them. I don't like doing a big collective book haul. I like to do little and often, or else I just get overwhelmed and I don't have the attention span to tell you about every single book and I just get bored. When I first started my channel last year, I did a really big book haul and I had to film it over 2 days because I just got so exhausted and I was flagging and no amount of monster could keep me awake. And I don't want to do that again. I want to enjoy filming my videos, so I like to do monthly hauls. These books, 90% of them are all really witchy, really magical. They all give me really similar vibes. I'm actually really excited about these books. They are super magical, super witchy bitch vibes. Let's just get on into the books. I've got my Kindle here so I can go through them with you. So the first book I got is actually a sequel and it's The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson. I haven't actually read the first book, which is Her Majesty's Royal Coven, but I have a feeling I'm gonna love it. So I'm not gonna tell you the synopsis for The Shadow Cabinet because that'll just be spoilers. So I'll go through the, what's the word? I'm talking too fast and I'm tripping over my words. I'll go through the synopsis for the first book and that way there's no spoilers. Also, Juno Dawson is an absolute banger of a human being. She was on the Doctor Who podcast and I just thought she was so brilliant. So the synopsis is, hidden among us is a secret government department of witches, known as Her Majesty's Royal Coven. They protect crown and country from magical forces and otherworldly evil, but their greatest enemy will come from within. There are whisperings of a prophecy that will bring the coven to its knees, and 4 best friends are about to be caught at the centre. Life as a modern witch has never been simple, but now it's about to get apocalyptic. It just sounds really fun. It's modern witchy. It sounds like it's not going to be too serious, but there's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be high stakes, but low stakes at the same time. I'm really excited to read this. Next is The Water Witch by Jessica Thorne. Present-day France. Archaeologist Ariadne Walker has always loved Brittany's steep cliffs, crashing waves and endless shifting skies. But she's left devastated when her fiancé Simon drowns on a dig searching underwater for the lost city of Is? It's just YS. I'm going to say East. I'm saying East. Local legend says it was, or is it Wise? Or East? I'm saying East. Local legend says it was destroyed centuries ago and that the Water Witch, once the Princess of East, still drowns the men of this region in revenge. Escaping the old myths and stories, grieving Ariadne is walking on the heather-strewn cliffs on a stormy night when she's approached by a mysterious masked figure. As he removes the mask, Ariadne's heart almost stops beating. She sees a glimpse of Simon's face before he disappears, laughing, into the waves below. Only Raphael, a local whose family have lived here for centuries, has answers. He says the Water Witch has doomed Simon's soul to become her servant, forever wandering the rugged shoreline. She will soon claim Raphael too. The only way to save them both is to find the lost city, where the secret to breaking the curse is hidden. Thrown into a magical underwater world of lost treasures, ancient promises and dangerous betrayals, will Ariadne find a way to finally break the curse? Or will the Water Witch demand another sacrifice? This sounds really exciting. It's not usually the type of book I would go for. I don't really know what intrigued me. Probably the fact that it says witch in the title, to be honest. I think I'm just intrigued to find out what's going on and if it's an actual curse. And is this more horror? Is this more fantasy? Is there going to be a romance element? I really hope not. So up next is a manga, and I have never actually read a manga before. And this is A Magical Girl Retires by Park Seo-leon. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But you know my first manga had to be something that was to do with witchy magical goodness. A millennial turned magical girl must combat climate change and credit card debt in this delightful, witty and wildly imaginative ode to magical girl manga. 29, depressed and drowning in credit card debt after losing her job during the pandemic, a millennial woman decides to end her troubles by jumping off Seoul's Mapo Bridge. But her suicide attempt is interrupted by a girl dressed all in white, her guardian angel. Aroa is a clairvoyant magical girl on a mission to find the greatest magical girl of all time. And our protagonist just may be that special someone. But the young girl's initial excitement turns to frustration when she learns being a magical girl in real life is much different than how it's portrayed in stories. It isn't just destiny, it's work. Magical girls go to job fairs, join trade unions, attend classes. And for this magical girl, there are no special powers and no great perks. And despite being magical, she still battles with low self-esteem. Her magic wand is a credit card, which she must use to defeat a terrifying threat that isn't Munster or an intergalactic war. It's global climate change, because magical girls need to think about sustainability too. This sounds like it's going to be such good fun. It's going to be really funny and sort of play on those magical tropes, but also have that little bit of message. It's going to have that little message about climate change, and I feel like it's going to be serious but not serious at all. I'm really excited to give this a go, and it's going to be short because it's a manga, and I feel like this is a great introduction to manga. The next book I got is a non-fiction. I'm not going to go into it too much, but it is Candle Making 101. I'm not going to say anything else. You'll just have to wait. Could I have some ideas? Is there something potentially coming? Have I been saying I'm going to do this for the last 10 years? Am I ever actually going to do it? Stick around and find out. Next is The Third Daughter by Adrienne Tooley. This one just sounded really quite fun, and maybe not fun in a like, oh, this is really whimsical and fun, but like it kind of gave me Flower Heart vibes, where it's going to be quite fast paced and a lot going on, and it's going to be quite lighthearted, even though it's covering like quite dark topics. And this is also a sapphic romance, so that definitely intrigues me. For centuries, the citizens of Vel have waited for their new maiden to return. The prophecy states she will appear as the third daughter of a third daughter. When the fabled child is finally born to Vel's reigning queen, all rejoice except for Elodie, the queen's When the fabled child is finally born to Vel's reigning queen, all rejoice except for Elodie, the queen's eldest child, who has lost her claim to the crown. The only way for Elodie to protect Vel is to retake the throne. To do so, she must debilitate the third daughter, her youngest sister Brienne. Desperate, Elodie purchases a sleeping potion from Sabine, who sells sadness, but the apothecary mistakenly sends the princess away with a vial of tears instead of a harmless sleeping brew. Sabine's sadness is dangerously powerful, and Brienne slips into a slumber from which she will not wake. With the fates of their families and country hanging in the balance, Sabine and Elodie hurry to revive the third daughter, while a slow-burning attraction between the two girls erupts in full force. I think this sounds like it's going to be really fun, and I don't mean fun in like a, ooh, your sister might die, but in a, it's going to be fast-paced, there's going to be a lot of having to do stuff. I think it's going to be fun to read rather than it's going to be a fun book. It's going to keep me intrigued because it's, with it being like high stakes, it's going to keep moving. Honestly, all of my books are so witchy and magical this month. It is bringing me so much joy. The next one is The Shadow Sister by Lily Mead. I was umming and ahhing about this one. I wasn't quite sure if it was for me, but then the description said it would be perfect for people who like House of Hollow, which is one of my it is my favourite book. I absolutely adore that book. So it made me need to give this a try. So at the bottom, it says perfect for fans of Ace of Spades and House of Hollow. I liked Ace of Spades, I didn't love it, whereas House of Hollow is like an all-time favourite, obsessed. Sutton going missing is the worst thing to happen to Casey, to their family. She's trying to help find her sister, but Casey is furious. She knows Sutton is manipulative. Meanwhile, everyone paints a picture of her perfection. People don't look for missing black girls, or half-black girls, without believing there is an angel to be saved. When Sutton reappears, Casey knows she should be relieved, except Sutton isn't the same. She remembers nothing about while she was gone, or anything from her old life, including how she made Casey miserable. There's something unsettling about the way she wants to spend time with Casey and watch her goldfish swim for hours. What happened to Sutton? The more Casey starts uncovering her sister's secrets, the more questions she has. Did she really know her sister? Why is no one talking about the other girls who have gone missing in the area? And what will it take to uncover the truth? So I'm kind of like torn on this one. Like, I want to know what happened to Sutton. Is this going to be really creepy, like House of Hollow vibes of like this person that's come back and they are clearly not themselves and something has clearly gone on, and what is it? Why is this person so creepy? That's what I'm hoping for. But then they're like, sitting watching her goldfish swim for hours. Like, totally took me out of the creepy vibes. That just sounded like, I don't know, a bit immature. Maybe that's just me. So I'm really intrigued, and I don't know if this is going to go like quite dark and creepy or if this is going to go more social commentary. I'm just going to have to read it and find out. Either way, I'm intrigued and I think I'll enjoy it, but I know I will enjoy it more if it goes down the like creepy dark vibe. And the next book is Wild is the Witch by Rachel Griffin. She is an auto-buy author for me, despite the fact that I haven't read any of her books. I just love her vibes. All of her books are about witches. I've just not actually got round to reading them, but as soon as I see one on sale, I will buy one. I did actually start one of her other books not that long ago. I can't remember which, Bring Me Your Midnight it was. But I was just in a bit of a slump and I couldn't get into it. I haven't DNF'd it forever. I've just put it on pause because I wasn't feeling it then. But then I bought this one immediately afterwards, and part of me is thinking, was that a good idea? Maybe just because the books are about witches doesn't mean you're going to enjoy them. But then the other part of me is saying, you love books about witches, you're going to love these. So we'll just have to find out. So, Wild is the Witch. After a night of magic turns deadly, Iris Grey vows to never let another person learn she's a witch. It doesn't matter that the Witches' Council found her innocent, or that her magic was once viewed as a marvel. That night on the lake changed everything. Now settled in Washington, Iris hides who she really is and vents her frustrations by writing curses she never intends to cast. And while she loves working at the wildlife refuge she runs with her mother, she loathes Pike Alder, the witch-hating, aspiring ornithologist who interns with them. When Pike makes a particularly, why is that so hard? When Pike makes a particularly, why is that so difficult to say? When Pike makes a hurtful comment, Iris concocts a cruel curse for him. But just as she's about to dispel it, an owl swoops down and steals the curse before flying far away from the refuge. The owl is a powerful amplifier, and if it dies, Iris's dark spell will be unleashed not only on Pike, but on everyone in the region. Forced to work together, Iris and Pike trek through the wilderness in search of the bird that could cost Pike his life. But Pike doesn't know the truth, and as more dangers arise in the woods, Iris must decide how far she's willing to go to keep her secret safe. Like, I'm not excited about that. I think, like, having a love interest called Pike is weird. Like, is Pike a name? Is Pike a fish? I don't know. I feel like that's an odd choice for a love interest's name when you have, like, Romeo and Prince Charming and Delilah and then Pike. I don't know. Pike isn't for me. It just feels like an odd premise, but I'm intrigued. I like witches and the cover of this is gorgeous, so I'm going to give it a go anyway. Then the last book from this haul is The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. So this is a non-fiction book, and I think the premise is that this woman, Gretchen, believes that all of us can be separated into 4 categories of our personalities. And this book is about identifying which of those 4 you are and then showing you how to live your best life based on which one you fall into. So the 4 are obligers, rebels, questioners, and upholders. I did the quiz and I'm a rebel and my partner was an obliger, and it did say that rebels and obligers make like really good couples, which I'm pleased about. So it says, obliger, rebel, questioner, upholder, which one are you? Everyone falls into one of 4 personality types, and knowing yours could make you happier and more successful. During her investigation to understand human nature, explored most recently in her best-selling Better Than Before, Gretchen Rubin realised that by asking the seemingly dry question, how do I respond to expectations, we gain life-changing self-knowledge. She discovered that based on their answers, people fit into 4 tendencies: upholders, questioners, obligers, and rebels. Our tendency shapes every aspect of our behaviour, so using this framework allows us to make better decisions, meet deadlines, suffer less stress, and engage more effectively. With sharp insight, compelling research, and hilarious examples, the 4 tendencies will help you get happier, healthier, more productive, and more creative. So it's just an interesting one. I don't know how, I don't know how accurate it will be, I don't know how helpful it will be, but I will give it a read and I'll find out. So those are the 8 new books that are on my Kindle. Well, actually, they're not the newest books because, like I said, this haul was done in July, so I have all of August's books that I still haven't hauled, but I will haul them soon. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please let me know down below, have you read any of these books? Or do you have any book recommendations based on the books that I bought? And if you want to see more videos from me, then please subscribe. I post at least twice a week, sometimes 3. So if you are interested in seeing what else I have to post, then yeah, subscribe and stick around. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Hello, Angus. Oh, he's so beautiful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video.